On The Bold and the Beautiful, Dr. Lee Finnegan has been the subject of a scandal involving Luna, smuggling her out of the hospital and faking her death. How has she not faced disciplinary measures? Naomi Matsuda has done a great job portraying Dr. Lee Finnegan. We don't really understand her motivations in saving Luna and nursing her back to health, in hiding, much like she did for Finn after Sheila shot him. Saving Finn was a no-brainer. Good family man, well-respected doctor. But Luna? Why save her? She is a two-time murderer, kidnapper, and now we can add the heinous crime of sexually assaulting Will. So why did Lee save her? That's a great question, but a more valid one at this point is, how has she not been brought before the board and lost her medical license? This is exactly what fans and viewers have been discussing on the Soap Central message boards. Celestialju got it started with, while Lee's clearly an amazing doctor, how is it possible that she's just back at work, like nothing happened with Luna? Like this isn't the second time she's stolen a patient from the hospital and lied about their death. I like Lee, but this doesn't seem right considering how Grace Buckingham was treated when she was forced to do what she did to Liam and Bill. Will Finn make Lee turn herself in, like he did Grace? I highly doubt it, but she shouldn't get away with what she's done. Bold fan forever. Yes, I agree. It is very unbelievable even for a soap. She should at least be suspended. Enough. Rope replied to Celestialju with, the difference between Grace and Lee is that Grace was taking away health, but Lee was restoring. Grace was after a financial benefit, and Lee wanted to give her grandchild a second chance. Guiding Light added, I liked the character before she became Dr. Frankenstein and started resurrecting the near-dead by stealing them from the hospital. It's absolutely ridiculous that a doctor would get away with that twice, with no repercussions, even if Finn could not bring himself to turn his mother into the police. She should at least be up for review to lose her medical license. With the first one, I could suspend my disbelief that a medical review board would see that a mother was desperate to save her son. But her son wasn't a double murderer, an attempted murderer, a kidnapper, and a rapist. So this time, it's far-fetched at best to think she'd face no consequences. So the consensus among the fans is that while Lee has assuredly committed crimes, she did it for the right reasons. And thank goodness it's a soap and not indicative of how the real world works. Do you think Lee should be disciplined? Leave a comment below. As the episode began, Steffy arrived at the Cliff House with Kelly and Hayes, who almost immediately had to get ready for playdates. The kids had to be back in time for family pizza night, though. Alone with his wife, Finn admitted that he had news to break that he hadn't wanted to deliver by phone. With remarkably little procrastinating for this show, Finn revealed that Lee had kept Luna alive. Steffy's reaction? See above. If a picture could say, seriously? That one is it. As Finn continued telling his wife the dreadful details of Luna's resurrection, recapping how she got Will drunk and raped him, Steffy was beside herself, and who could blame her? Grandma Lee gave Luna a second chance, and she'd used it to immediately commit yet another crime. She'll do whatever it takes to save herself, Steffy cried, even use an innocent little baby. Immediately, Steffy took off to tell her stepdaughter in person that she would never get out of prison. At Forrester, Brooke and Ridge were working hard. Kidding. They were making out and recapping the hell out of recent developments. They were just getting around to saying what a relief it was that Luna was back in the slammer when Taylor showed up to announce that Steffy was coming home that day. Shortly, Will came in to remind us, in case anyone could possibly have forgotten, that Luna was also pregnant with his kid. Talk soon turned to Steffy and how nobody had wanted to upset her getaway with news of Luna's return trip from the hereafter. For the rest of the episode, Will, Ridge, Brooke, and Taylor discussed pretty much exactly what was going on in the Finn-Steffy scenes. Maybe that time could have been spent, dunno, just spitballing, showing us whether Bridget is dating anyone these days, or giving us a clue about how Zenda feels after being passed over at work, in favor of Hope's half-brother. Anyway, at the jailhouse, Luna was as surprised to receive a visit from Poppy as Mom was to see the psycho alive. For once, Poppy refused to take the blame for the demented murderer-rapist Luna turned out to be. Further, Poppy delighted in telling her daughter that no way in hell would Bill bail her out a second time. As talk turned to Luna's pregnancy by Will, Poppy admitted that she was pleasantly surprised. Why? Despite Luna's constant badmouthing of her, Poppy might have taught her a valuable lesson. Of all the guys who could have knocked her up, she'd picked a millionaire's son. In the episode's final moments, Luna was elated, thinking that Will had come to see her. But no, Indian walked Steffy, who'd made it through LA traffic in stunningly good time, to remind Luna of her crimes and express her amazement at the killer's lack of remorse. "Everything about you is disgusting," Steffy spat. What's more, Steffy was going to make it her mission in life to see to it that the nutjob who killed Hollis and Tom, and was ready to off her too, never got out of prison. "You're going to be here forever, Luna." Here are your The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for Monday, October 20th, 2025. Since learning of Luna's faked death, Finn's primary focus has been on how to shield the news from Steffy and the kids. Finn's initial instinct was to send Luna back to prison for her heinous crimes, but he agreed to wait until after the paternity test results. However, now that Luna is safely locked away, Finn has a lot of explaining to do. On Monday's episode, Steffy, Kelly, and Hayes surprise Finn with their return to Los Angeles. Although it's Steffy who will get the biggest surprise, once she learns that the woman who kidnapped her on 2 separate occasions is still alive and breathing. Steffy felt like escaping halfway across the world was her only chance at undoing the damage caused by Luna. She believed Luna was dead and buried, and now, after a lot of emotional healing, she's ready to return, only for her world to be turned upside down. There's also a chance that she will hold resentment against Finn and her parents, Ridge and Taylor, for withholding such vital information from her. If she'd been armed with knowledge of Luna's resurrection, she may have delayed her return, or at least had more time to mentally prepare herself for her new reality. Finn should brace himself for Steffy's initial reaction to hearing the news about Luna. Considering the lengths she took to put it all behind her, this will unearth the most painful memories of one of the darkest chapters of her life. If there is any saving grace for Steffy, it's that Luna's already locked in a cell, and there's no opportunity for her to unleash destruction on her life. Perhaps nobody was more completely thrown off by the news of Luna's second chance at life than her mother, Poppy. Upon hearing the news of her daughter returning to the living, she proclaimed Luna was a bitch, and at first she seemed ready to permanently write her off. However, after learning that she'd be sharing a grandchild with business titan Bill Spencer, the wheels started to turn in Poppy's head. On Monday, Poppy visits Luna in prison and assures her that Bill won't bail her out this time. Although that seems like a harsh thing to say, Poppy could be playing the long game. If she can reform a bond with Luna, she can get access to the child. Not only that, but Poppy can serve as a liaison between her pregnant daughter and the Spencer family. No matter who ends up with custody of the baby, Poppy can position herself to benefit in some capacity. The smirk she gives Luna in the preview for this week solidifies an ulterior motive, or at least a drastic change in attitude. The fallout of Luna's unhinged behavior and pregnancy will continue to loom large over Los Angeles this week, and almost nobody on the canvas is untouched by her madness. If Luna continues to find herself backed into a corner during this pregnancy, her portrayer could easily find herself a frontrunner in next year's Daytime Emmys, securing back-to-back victories. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers update for the week of October 20th, 2024 reveals that Liam Spencer will finally join all the Luna Nozawa drama, while Carter Walton's love life brings questions. After Steffy Forrester makes her way back to Los Angeles with the kids, John Finn Finnegan will be thrilled. Of course, Steffy's return will also mean it's time for her to get updates on all the Luna chaos that's been playing out. Once Steffy realizes Luna is alive and has been wreaking more havoc, she'll stand her ground. Steffy will make it clear that she has no intention of letting Luna's pregnancy wiggle her out of jail time, even if she's carrying a Spencer heir. Poppy Nozawa won't think help is coming for Luna either when she provokes her daughter during a prison visit. B&B fans know Bill Spencer was Luna's hero before, but Poppy will argue that those days are long gone after what Luna did to Will Spencer. As for the custody case that'll eventually play out if Luna actually gives birth to this baby, Bill will be brimming with confidence. We'll see Bill offer some reassurance to Will and Katie Logan about pulling off a custody victory without any problems. Liam will eventually become part of a Luna conversation with Bill, Will, and Katie, so it'll be nice to hear him weigh in on all the chaos she's caused. Bill will rant about Luna targeting Will and setting all this in motion intentionally, but he'll plan to make sure she stays locked up for good. As for Elektra Forrester, she's got a tough realization ahead involving Will and Luna. Elektra could dump Will if she decides she can't live with the complications of all this permanent baby link. Despite Sheila Sharp's plea for Deacon Sharp to talk to her, he'll head back to Taylor Hayes' office for another therapy session instead. Meanwhile, Remy Price will congratulate Deke Sharp on his new job at Forrester Creations, but Deke won't get why his boyfriend doesn't want his name brought up at the company. This is obviously about Remy's efforts to conceal the truth regarding the horrible things he did to Elektra. It's just a matter of time until Deke finds out the truth and blows up at Remy for it. Over with Carter, he'll face Daphne Rose's questions regarding his love life. Carter will assure her that his broken engagement will stay that way, and perhaps argue that Hope's free to move on with Liam now. This will give Daphne an opportunity to pursue Carter freely, while Hope gets Deacon and Brooke Logan's advice to revive her own future with Liam. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Hope and Liam could have a fresh engagement of their own coming up, so stay tuned for more news on what's next for this duo. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers update for Monday, October 20th reveals that Steffy Forrester will have a surprise reunion in store for John Finn Finnegan, while Poppy Nozawa taunts Luna Nozawa in jail. At the Cliff House, it looks like Finn will come in from surfing and find some familiar faces. Steffy, Kelly Spencer, and Hayes Finnegan will reunite with Finn, who'll be tickled pink to see all three of them. Although Steffy needed this time away to clear her head, she'll be glad to finally get back to Los Angeles. Finn has missed family moments with Steffy and the kids, so he'll definitely soak in the adorable scenes ahead. Of course, Finn will also dread the difficult news he'll have to pass along. Steffy hasn't been informed of Luna's survival or any of the other drama related to her yet, so Finn will prepare to fill her in. Finn is on the verge of telling Steffy that Luna is alive, so she'll reel over his updates and push for details. Over the next couple episodes, Steffy will struggle to process Finn's Luna info, including the fact that Lee Finnegan secretly saved her and let her run amok again. Luna's pregnancy by duped Will Spencer will be part of Finn's wild story as well, so there'll be a lot for Steffy to take in. Although Steffy will flip out over these jaw-dropping developments, at least Luna is behind bars and can't hurt anyone else. That's something Finn will emphasize as he promises Steffy they're going to get through this together. Next on Monday's B&B episode, Poppy will decide to taunt Luna, so she'll stop by to see her in jail and insist Bill Spencer isn't coming to save her this time around. Luna is expecting a little Spencer heir, so Poppy will initially act like it was a clever plan on some level. However, Poppy will point out it wasn't a good enough scheme to help Luna avoid the punishment she's now facing. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Luna will fume over Poppy's smug attitude and the gloating her mom's set to do in Monday's episode. Here are your what-to-watch moments and spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful for the week of October 20th to 24. Be sure to tune in to CBS every day to see how things play out in Los Angeles, according to Soap Hub. Monday, October 20th. Steffy, Kelly, and Hates surprise Finn with their return to Los Angeles. Poppy assures Luna that Bill will not bail her out this time. Steffy is determined not to allow Luna to use her pregnancy as a way out of prison. Bill assures Katie and Will that the custody case should be a slam dunk. Sheila pleads with Deacon not to shut her out. Deke wonders why Remy doesn't want his name mentioned at Forrester. Elektra comes to a realization about Will and Luna. Taylor counsels Deacon about his marriage to Sheila. Bill tells Liam, Will, and Katie that what Luna did is on purpose. Daphne inquires about Carter's relationship with Hope. There's no denying that Luna has become a complete cartoon character on The Bold and the Beautiful. Her constant crime sprees, resurrections, and the sexual assault of Will and subsequent pregnancy have been a lot to take in. However, despite the absurdity of it all, Lisa Yamada's talents have been on full display. The scenes of Luna being hauled back to prison served as some of the best work of her Emmy-winning career. Luna thought carrying a Spencer baby was a surefire way to keep herself out of prison. Unfortunately for the multiple murderer, she couldn't have been further from correct. Not only did she grossly miscalculate her leverage, but Bill and Katie have made it clear they want custody of her child when it's born. After the police stormed the Spencer estate in search of Luna, her panic was palpable. Yamada made viewers believe that Luna's world was caving in, and the believability created genuine anxiety. Luna shifted from person to person, begging and pleading, or trying to threaten and manipulate her way out of prison. She tried to use Katie's position as a grandmother to activate some semblance of sympathy, but that didn't get her very far. She tried appealing to Bill because of their previous bond, but he assured her that a second pardon wasn't in her future. Yamada especially turned on Luna's waterworks for Will, reminding him that he will only be filled with love after the arrival of their baby. Every trick Luna played was thwarted, downplayed, or outright ignored. Yamada's expert portrayal of Luna's elevated desperation shone through more and more with each failed attempt. Considering the slew of crimes committed by Luna with no justice or accountability, Yamada routinely has the difficult task of keeping people invested. Despite any ridiculousness of the story, her talents supersede all of that, and it's difficult not to feel a twinge of empathy for someone running out of options. While Luna is somewhat irredeemable at this point, her portrayer has done a remarkable job at leaving a sliver of humanity for viewers to hold on to. The further she descends into the story with Will and a baby born from sexual assault, Yamada may have her work cut out for her, but for now, it's still working to a degree. One of Luna's most heart-wrenching, yet chaotic lines of the week took place moments before Chief Detective Baker hauled her away. She said, "I'm not going back there. No, I'm not going back to that nasty place because I am pregnant now, and it's not just with any baby, it's Will's. It's Bill and Katie's grandchild. I'm carrying a Spencer." Luna believed that carrying the heir to the Spencer family fortune was a get-out-of-jail-free card, and she was sadly mistaken. Despite viewers at home feeling her panic through the screen, none of the characters were quite as moved. Luna's time was up. Yamada's delivery of another line to Bill and Katie, right before being taken away, was a prime example of an exquisite portrayal of sheer terror. She cried, "You do not want your first grandchild to be born inside of a prison. You don't want that for Will's firstborn. Why don't you just let me stay here until I give birth, and I promise I will not be a trouble to anyone. I was going to die in there last time. Bill, you know that to be true." Katie instead staked her claim for the future custody of her child, and Luna was removed from the equation for the remainder of the week. Luna's still actively involved in the life trajectories of several characters on the canvas. With Steffy returning this week, and Poppy recently learning her daughter was still alive, there are several heated face-offs on the agenda. Whether Luna is able to skirt away from the grasp of justice for another time remains to be seen. On The Bold and the Beautiful, Poppy's world was shattered on Friday's all-new episode when she discovered Luna is still alive. However, despite a short rant about how evil and despicable her imprisoned daughter was, she changed her tune by the end. After learning that her daughter was pregnant with a Spencer baby, Poppy's eyes told a story of a woman looking to secure her future. Like Luna, Poppy has her own complicated past with the Spencer family. Not only was Poppy previously intimate with Bill, something that led to rumors of him being Luna's father, but she dated him again not too long ago. Being removed from the Spencer orbit means being separated from the money, power, and spotlight that come with it. Lee has repeatedly accused her sister of being a gold digger, preying upon men, and the way Poppy's eyes lit up after hearing of Luna's pregnancy might support those claims. There are a few different ways that Poppy could insert herself into the equation with the Spencer family. Although Luna is locked away behind bars, Poppy is still very much a presence in Los Angeles, which means once the baby is born, she will want to be around. Although Bill and Katie have already staked their claim to custody, Poppy could become a thorn in their side if they don't placate her in some capacity. She could accept a payoff of sorts to remain out of the child's life, or she could throw her own hat in the ring for custody and seek child support from Will and the Spencer family. Luna's entire motivation surrounding her crime spree was the lack of childhood she had because of her mother. Poppy withheld her father's identity from her, and she was too self-involved to be a mother, something her incarcerated daughter vowed to do differently with her own child. With this characterization of Poppy in place, the idea of Poppy using an unborn child as leverage is entirely plausible. Bill and Katie are an intelligent, united front, so Poppy's best shot at a financial windfall from this is to appeal directly to the confused and conflicted dad-to-be. Poppy's relationships with her family are far from solid, much of this stemming from the reveal of her adopted nephew Finn as Luna's father. However, even before Luna's paternity was exposed, Poppy and her sister Lee had a contentious relationship. Lee consistently reminded Poppy what a terrible mother and overall human she was, a viewpoint Poppy was determined to change. No matter what Poppy did or said, Lee had met her with complete contempt and disgust. There's a slight possibility that Luna's pregnancy could serve as a bridge between Poppy and her estranged family. If Lee sees Poppy putting in the work to be a positive influence in their shared grandchild's life, it may soften her stance. To Lee's credit, Poppy hasn't done much of anything to disprove her opinion of her as a mother, sister, or even as a woman. It may be quite a challenge for Poppy to believe that Lee will change her opinion of her simply because she might do the bare minimum for their grandchild. However, anything is possible in the Nozawa extended family, with Luna being proof of that. Whether Lee uses the pregnancy to gain points with her sister or dollar signs in her bank account, it's clear she's plotting. The look on her face when she discovered it was a Spencer baby was a game changer, and in the preview for this week's episodes, Poppy praises her criminal offspring for successfully latching on to a Spencer, something she failed to do. Steffy draws a hard line with Luna, as Bill assures Katie and Will their custody fight is already won. The bold and the beautiful's must-watch moments for Tuesday, October 21st include Bill reassuring Katie and Will that the custody case for Luna's baby will be a slam dunk. Meanwhile, Steffy isn't about to let Luna's pregnancy become a get-out-of-jail-free card. Steffy left town after Luna shot Liam and nearly turned the gun on her. Taking Kelly and Hayes, Steffy fled Los Angeles to protect her family. Since Liam fired back at Luna, everyone assumed she hadn't survived. Finn appeared almost relieved by Luna's death, despite her being his daughter. But Lee secretly saved her life, when Finn later discovered Luna was alive and back to wreaking havoc in LA. He joined the Forresters in keeping the truth from Steffy. That secret exploded when Steffy returned home and learned Luna's shocking fate. Meanwhile, Bill was enraged to find out Luna had assaulted Will, leaving her pregnant with his child. Elektra called the police, leading to Luna's rearrest. Now, both Bill and Katie are preparing to battle for custody of the baby. The Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers and updates that an early Thanksgiving preview has been unveiled. So let's discuss a special episode set to air on November 26th. The show is preparing for an exciting Turkey Day, packed with surprises. So here's what fans can anticipate. To begin with, Steffy Forrester and John Finn Finnegan are set to enjoy a small Thanksgiving gathering with Taylor Hayes. Of course, Kelly Spencer and Hayes Finnegan will also be there. It appears to be a cozy little celebration at the Cliff House, promising some adorable family moments. However, there's a twist as one more unexpected guest will be joining the festivities. Who could it be? There's a possibility that someone like Luna Nozawa might escape from prison and disrupt the celebration. But B&B usually keeps the drama light during these heartwarming holiday episodes. This surprise visitor might turn out to be someone like Thomas Forrester or another cherished individual who will enhance the joy and appreciation. Naturally, we should also mention the small Thanksgiving gathering that's set to take place at Il Giardino. Deacon Sharp hasn't yet made a choice regarding the future of his marriage, but Sheila Sharp is determined to continue her pursuit of love. Whether or not Sheila and Deacon can truly reconcile, they will at least agree to celebrate Thanksgiving together this year. This doesn't necessarily imply that Deacon and Sheila's relationship is destined to endure, but Sheila will be thankful for her husband's company no matter what. Sheila and Deacon won't be alone this holiday, as they plan to invite Carter Walton and Daphne Rose to share a Thanksgiving meal with them. There's a chance that Daphne and Carter might arrive at the restaurant, hoping it will be open. Even if Deacon decides to close it for the holiday, he may still insist that there's plenty of food available and invite Carter to stay along with Daphne. Although Deacon disapproved of Carter's treatment of Hope Logan during the Forrester coup drama, He won't hold that against him now that the engagement is over. Instead, Deacon will extend a gesture of kindness, inviting him to enjoy a delicious meal with Daphne at his side. They both will be pleasantly surprised, and they should definitely accept it. The bold and the beautiful spoilers and updates for the upcoming 3 weeks tease that Steffy Forrester and Luna Nozawa are preparing for an intense confrontation. B&B fans can also expect some emotional setbacks and wedding preparations in the near future. So let's discuss all the excitement. From October 20th to 24th, viewers will see Sheila Sharp making yet another plea. But Deacon Sharp will persist in distancing himself to engage with Taylor Hayes. Meanwhile, Deke Sharp will express further bewilderment regarding Remy Price's wish to remain under the radar at Forrester Creations. During a prison visit, Poppy Nozawa will mock Luna's situation and caution that Bill Spencer is not going to play the role of a savior again. Bill will strive to assure Katie Logan and Will Spencer that their future custody victory is all but secured. And finally, Elektra Forrester will experience a moment of clarity. Elektra is about to have a major realization about Will and Luna, making their bond through the baby feel intense. Will this cause her to rethink her choice about Will? After Steffy reunites with the kids and John Finnegan, a tough talk about Luna will happen. Steffy will be shocked to find out Luna is alive and will insist that being pregnant doesn't free her from responsibility. Meanwhile, with Deacon and Brooke Logan's help, Hope may realize it's time to share her true feelings for Liam and build their future. Carter Walton will focus on his future and will clarify this to Daphne Rose when she asks about his plans. The week of October 27th, Hope and Liam might solidify their romantic reunion. There could be an outburst of passion when Liam and Hope finally express their true feelings about the new chapter they both desire. Regarding Remy, his history is set to resurface and trouble him as Deke and Elektra become closer. This friendship is sure to unveil some shocking truths, especially since Deke's boyfriend happens to be Elektra's previous stalker and abuser. At some point, it's likely that Steffy will decide to visit Luna herself, simply to clarify a few matters concerning her family and what she is prepared to do to safeguard them. The week of November 3rd could bring joy for Beth Spencer after Liam and Hope's reunion. Beth may hope to get her parents to the altar soon. Brooke had a quick wedding, so she might encourage Hope to be a fast bride and start her new life with Liam. Overall, Hope's life looks promising both personally and professionally. As she prepares for a Hope for the Future fashion show with Deke's assistance, Sheila will worry about Deacon and Taylor's growing relationship, which could lead to jealousy. However, Deacon and Sheila will celebrate Thanksgiving together later in November, which might be a positive sign. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with B&B right now. Come back here often for the bold and the beautiful spoilers, news, and updates. The bold and the beautiful spoilers and updates suggest that Steffy Forrester might be in favor of Taylor Hayes and Deacon Sharp. Steffy's backing of Deacon and Taylor as a potential couple could provoke Sheila Sharp, so let's explore how this situation could unfold. With Ridge Forrester having chosen to marry Brooke Logan once more, it's certain that he will encounter Steffy's disapproval and backlash. Ridge has shattered Taylor's heart yet again, and Steffy is poised to confront him about it, possibly telling him he will deserve it when Brooke hurts him again. Given the numerous romantic breakups Ridge and Taylor have experienced on B&B, Steffy might finally reconsider her role as their biggest supporter. She could come to realize that it would be in Taylor's best interest to move forward with her life and quit hoping to win him back. He's always waffled back and forth. As Taylor and Deacon grow closer, there's a real possibility for them to develop genuine feelings for one another, and that could be a good thing for both. While Steffy may not consider herself Deacon's most ardent supporter, there's a possibility that she could come around to the notion of their romantic involvement, especially if Taylor genuinely falls deeply in love. Ultimately, Steffy's primary concern is her mother's happiness. If Deacon is capable of bringing joy to Taylor's life, Steffy might just find herself in favor of this unexpected pairing. However, this could create tension between Steffy and Ridge, who is certainly not going to be on board with the idea of Taylor and Deacon together. Additionally, Steffy might inadvertently stir up Sheila's anger, so she'll need to be cautious and keep her guard up. Sheila is already seething inside when she sees Deacon and Taylor together, and Steffy could add to that anger. This situation could very well place Steffy back in Sheila's line of fire. Sheila has promised to ensure that nothing and no one disrupts her marriage to Deacon, which means Steffy is also in the crosshairs if she supports Taylor and Deacon as a couple. Steffy is bound to be furious about Sheila concealing Luna Nozawa's survival and won't hold Deacon accountable for contemplating the end of his marriage. Given that Steffy recognizes Taylor as a great match for Deacon, she might just admit that, which would undoubtedly infuriate Sheila. According to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, the conflict between Steffy and Sheila could flare up significantly, so stay tuned for updates on any concerning developments ahead. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers document that Will Spencer can't believe the horror he's living. His description of a maniac, thought to be dead, being pregnant with his child while in jail is incredible. It reads like a soap opera storyline. Kudos to the writing staff for the seemingly subtle wink at the audience this October through Morrow's dialogue. With Halloween approaching at the end of this month, horror is a good noun to use when describing the almost unbelievable set of circumstances that allowed Luna Nozawa to target Will and succeed. However, Luna didn't expect that she'd be arrested and returned to prison. She thought her pregnancy would shield her from justice, and thankfully, it didn't. Using a baby as an intended deflective barrier continued Luna's sickening manipulation of life in this version of Los Angeles, California. Lee Nozawa ran this play before. She created a fake death certificate for her son, John Finn Finnegan. The highly respected doctor at University Hospital wanted to shield her son from the Forrester family at that point in the plot. Lee believed they were responsible for putting him on Sheila Carter Sharp's path. Digitally skipping to current matters, Lee regrets faking Luna's death and then aligning with Sheila to keep her existence a secret. Sheila doesn't regret giving Luna information about Will's promotion party at Il Giardino. She's guilty because her husband, Deacon Sharp, found out about it and feels betrayed. Some refer to Luna as a monster. She is an unrepentant narcissist who blames her mother for all of her criminal and amoral actions. Poppy Nozawa wasn't a responsible mother. However, she also wasn't responsible for Luna exercising her free will when killing 2 men at the restaurant Deacon owns. Poppy also had no part in Luna's complete ingratitude toward Bill Spencer. A good scary story has unexpected turns, some humor, and has no easily determined ending. This version of LA is frightening because someone in power agreed to Bill's request that Luna be freed from jail. That person is a monstrous villain as well. Will wants his child to be born. He might develop the maturity to take custody of that boy or girl when the baby is born next year. But there are 4 blood grandparents who appear to have custody standing. Katie Logan's influence on Bill matters. Either of Will's parents could gain legal control of the baby that Luna gives birth to. Luna's father, Finn, is a good guy and projects as someone who might seek custody, despite his wife's likely protests. But Poppy's pursuit of legal rights would be very surprising. Poppy is an intriguing player in this matter. She loathes Luna, who attempted to frame her for murder, and badmouths her mother at every turn. Gaining custody of the baby would combine redemptive efforts and also be a purposeful statement to Luna. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers and updates tease Steffy Forrester might utter just 5 words to Liam Spencer and Hope Logan. Steffy's return is imminent, making it the perfect moment to consider all the updates she'll get once she's back in Los Angeles and give this reply to their romantic reunion. Indeed, John Finn Finnegan is set to share some shocking updates regarding Luna Nozawa. But let's take a moment to shift our attention to other happenings in LA. Steffy will undoubtedly have the opportunity to respond to the reinstatement of Hope's line and will likely comment on Hope's separation from Carter Walton as well. With Liam eager to reconcile with Hope and restore their family with Beth Spencer, he's optimistic that her breakup with Carter will pave the way for that. How will Steffy react to Liam and Hope embarking on this path to reunion? Steffy always has something to say about Liam's romantic endeavors, so it's likely she'll have her thoughts ready when she returns to the LA scene. According to B&B spoilers, Steffy will eventually learn about Liam's current interest in Hope and might think that Hope feels the same way, especially after her broken engagement with Carter. Given that Hope and Liam have a history of reuniting, Steffy probably won't be too shocked. However, she might feel a sense of protectiveness over both Liam and Hope's hearts, particularly since they formed a connection during the time they believed Liam was at death's door. Although Liam and Hope have caused each other pain with their past decisions, Steffy could ultimately encourage them to leave that drama behind. For Hope and Liam to cultivate a lasting romance, they must rebuild their trust and invest genuine effort into their relationship. This leads us to the 5 words Steffy might share with Liam and Hope as they embark on the next chapter of their love story. Get it right this time. This signifies true commitment and an end to any indecision between Hope and another partner, especially since steam is definitely in the past, with Steffy now happily married to Finn. Longtime viewers will remember that Steffy, Hope, and Liam went through years of Liam's waffling. He's almost as bad as Ridge Forrester when it came to that. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers indicate that Steffy could caution Hope and Liam against inflicting further pain on each other, so keep watching. Bold and the Beautiful 2-week spoilers for Octa 2031 no 1, 2025 real as Luna Nozawa is beaten and Liam Spencer is smitten. Let's get into it. We have a lot to talk about, including the fact that the last 2 days of these 2 weeks, October 30th and the 31st, are the first 2 days of November sweeps. So, we're going to have a big build-up towards that. On Monday, October 20th, Steffy Forrester and the kids surprise Finn when they come home when he wasn't expecting them yet. Hayes Forrester and Kelly Spencer tackle Finn, and then Steffy is there and says, "The kids are so happy to see you," and she's happy to see him. But then Finn has to tell Steffy that there's shocking news. Luna is alive, and Steffy looks angry. She looks terrified. Finn's there comforting her. Luna gets a visit from Poppy Nozawa up at the jail, and she tells Luna, "Good job getting knocked up by Will Spencer, the son of a billionaire." Also, Poppy shoots down any hope that Luna may have about Bill Spencer bailing her out. Poppy says it's not going to happen this time. I don't know about that. That remains to be seen because of other things happening this week. Tuesday, October 21st, Steffy vows that Luna will not use this baby to get out of the slammer. Steffy's going to do whatever it takes to ensure Luna stays locked up for life. Steffy sits down with her parents and tells Ridge Forrester and Taylor Hayes that she had to go confront Luna for everything she's done to her family. So, that confrontation is Monday or Tuesday. We'll see. Bill assures Katie, Logan, and Will that getting custody of the baby once Luna gives birth will be a piece of cake. But I don't know about that either. Bill may get a rude awakening soon, and I think we're going to have a lot of people up visiting Luna at the jailhouse this week. By the way, Wednesday, October 22nd, we've got Sheila Carter begging and pleading with Deacon Sharp to please not leave her. Sheila's terrified to lose Deacon. She sees Taylor as a threat. Sheila was already stalking and spying on them. She's pretty much low-key threatened Taylor. I don't think Deacon will appreciate it if he hears about that. So far, she hasn't ratted her out quite yet. But also, Deacon just can't trust her. And at the same time, he is getting more and more attracted to Taylor. Now, what is interesting is there are some Thanksgiving spoilers for holiday episodes that have come out. And in those Thanksgiving spoilers, Sheila and Deacon are having dinner with Carter Walton and Daphne Rose. I think it was somebody really strange. But that means in a month from now, they're still together. Now, the writers have been teasing us about Taylor getting a new relationship, and then they have her doing this flirty thing with Deacon. But if it's not going to come to anything, then I just have to say I'm going to be ticked off that they're going down that road, but then are going to just throw up a roadblock and end it. So, we do know Brad Bell loves the character of Sheila Carter. That's why he redeemed her. So, I think he'd be hard-pressed to leave her without love in his life. And I don't think Taylor would get into a love triangle with her and her 8 toes. So, we'll see how it goes. But on Wednesday, Sheila's begging with Deacon, who right now is not interested in reconciling with her at all. We also have some scenes with Deke Sharp and Remy Price on Wednesday. And RJ is again asking Remy why he doesn't want him to mention that they're dating up at Forrester Creations. And Remy's telling Deke, "Don't worry about me, it's all about your future." And he's kissing him and sending him off to work. The second that RJ mentions Remy's name at work, his job is going to be at risk. It's going to be such a big, hairy deal. And if Remy doesn't tell RJ what he did to Electra Forrester and get out in front of it, it's going to be just 9 times as messy and soapy on Bold and the Beautiful. Thursday, October 23rd. Electra has a realization about Will and Luna. And Electra may realize she and Will may be dealing with Luna forever, even if she's behind bars because of this kid. And Electra may also realize Luna can still affect Will even from behind bars. And Electra is obviously going to find this distasteful. Also, this week, Will is up at the jail to see Luna, and he says he knows what she's trying to do. She tells Will that every day she's there is another day that their baby is at risk. There's a jailhouse doctor checking out Luna who has been beaten this week. She's got a black eye. If you remember when she was in prison for the double murder, she was brutally beaten, and Bill got her out on the house confinement thing and then eventually got her the pardon. At the time, I thought that Luna either hit herself or paid somebody to give her a jailhouse beating, and I suspect that's what she did then. I suspect that's what she's doing now. It was just never outed before. Meanwhile, Taylor advises Deacon about his and Sheila's marriage. Taylor and Deacon are getting closer, and Taylor tells Deacon that his heart hasn't failed him yet, and he should listen to it. And he tells Taylor that he doesn't know what he would do without her. Yet, he's at Thanksgiving with Sheila and her 8 toes. So yeah, Friday, October 24th, Deacon is telling Hope Logan she needs to open up her heart to Liam and not to let him get away again. And Brooke Logan is there with them, and Hope tells her parents she just doesn't know what the future holds for her and Liam. Also this week, Katie is talking to Liam, asking him if he wants a life with Beth Spencer and with Hope, and he nods yes. Liam is completely smitten with Hope. Obviously, he wants to get back together. Plus, Bill tells Will, Liam, and Katie that Luna did this on purpose, and that may be this whole situation with the assault. The week of October 27th through the 31st, we should continue to see Luna pulling stunts behind bars. She's desperate to get out. Looks like she's trying to scare the Spencers into thinking she will be beaten into a miscarriage in prison. I still think she's doing it to herself. Taylor continues to get closer to Deacon, and Sheila continues to be jealous and stalkery. Steffi is very conflicted. She's happy to be home, but terrified about Luna and worried that she might get out of prison and her and the kids will be at risk. And of course, Steffi is going to be back up at work. She's going to meet Hope for the future's new designer, RJ. Find out that Hope is not engaged to Carter anymore. There's a lot of updates to catch her up on. Deke's dream job may be at risk because of what Remy did to Electra. And Finn and Steffi are united on doing all they can to keep Luna behind bars. We could see Hope and Liam out on a date soon, and we may see Katie encourage Bill to get Luna out on temporary house arrest only until she delivers the baby, and then toss her back behind bars. Ridge Forrester, by the way, has a crossover on Beyond the Gates on October 24th if you also watch that other CBS soap. Bold and the Beautiful had one Emmy winner, by the way, if you didn't know it. Lisa Yamada won Best Emerging Talent for the role of Luna Nozawa. Well-deserved, I say. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for the next 2 weeks suggest some twists. From October 20th to 31, Steffi Forrester Finnegan makes a bold declaration. Meanwhile, Bill Spencer and Katie Logan's custody case might not be a slam dunk like they assume. Keep reading, and let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Before getting to the 2-weekers, let's talk about what is coming up from October 20th to 24, 2025. Steffi will finally come home from Paris and reunite with John Finn Finnegan. While Sin reconnects and enjoys being reunited as a family again, there will be a lot of updates. Finn might wait until Steffi tells him all about the trip with the kids. However, once she's done, Finn will need to drop a bombshell. The good doctor tells his wife that Luna Nozawa is alive and pregnant with Will Spencer's child. At the prison, Penelope Poppy Nozawa shows up to visit Luna. First, Poppy smirks as she talks about Luna getting knocked up with a Spencer heir. However, Poppy then reminds Luna that Bill is not going to help her out again. Meanwhile, Electra Forrester has a realization about Will and Luna. Could she think that Will secretly desires Luna and maybe subconsciously wanted the passion to happen? As for Bill and Katie, they think it will be a slam dunk in the custody case. However, there could be some twists. If Sheila Carter Sharp loses Deacon Sharp for good, then she could try to adopt the baby herself. I could see Luna agreeing to give the child to Sheila, but not Beatty. Over with Deacon, he will get more therapy sessions from Taylor Hayes. Could their professional relationship turn romantic? As for Deke Sharp, he questions Remy Price about why his name can't be mentioned at Forrester Creations. Remy might give a vague cover story, but with Deke becoming friends with Elektra, the truth could come out soon. Daphne Rose quizzes Carter Walton about his feelings for Hope Logan. The Nose has always wanted Carter for herself, and they even shared a recent kiss. However, Daphne won't want to get hurt again. During the week of October 27th, fans can expect Hope to get closer to reuniting with Liam Spencer. Deacon will need to make a decision about his marriage to Sheila. Will he try to reunite, or is it time to get a divorce? It really is looking like Deacon is over Sheila and could be with Taylor next. However, will Sheila try to get revenge? Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most in the next 2 weeks? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember to keep watching the soap on CBS or Paramount Plus to find out what happens next. Congratulates are in order for the Bold and the Beautiful alum Katrina Bowden. The actress and her husband, Adam Taylor, welcomed their first child together on October 12th, a little girl named Rowan Sage Taylor. She posted various pics on her official Instagram, everything from snuggling at the hospital with mom and dad to the couple's first arrival at home with their new bundle of joy, where the family's pup met his little human sister. Her birth was simultaneously the most emotional, difficult, and joyful experience of our lives. Bowden shared, then went on to state, "She is healthy, happy, home, and we are just so in love. We are deep in the newborn bubble of contact naps, cluster feeds, and just staring at her beautiful face all day. We'll share more soon." Some of her former castmates and friends jumped into the comments to send their congrats, including Bold and Beautiful's supervising producer Casey Kaspchik, who shared, "Big hugs to the new mom and dad. Congrats." Her once co-star Darren Brooks cheered, "So happy for you guys, happy and healthy, wishing you guys all the blessings." As Tanner Novlin added, "Biggest congrats." Amid all the special messages, Bowden chimed in to alert, her nickname will still be Sandstorm for all those invested in that side of things. The couple first announced their pregnancy back in May after hiding a little something for some time, with a clear reveal of the baby's gender. "We are so happy for Bowden and Taylor and wish them a lifetime full of happiness, good heath, and sweet memories with their baby girl." The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers hint that Will Spencer and Elektra Forrester could have a bedroom fail coming up. Will Luna Nozawa haunt this couple's next passion attempt? Luna was taken back to jail, but that doesn't mean Will and Elektra can just forget about her. Will is the father of Luna's baby, according to the DNA test that Bridget Forrester administered, so that'll certainly weigh on his mind. It'll weigh on Elektra's mind too, as she tries to figure things out with Will. Both Will and Elektra still love each other, but the fact that an unhinged woman like Luna is having his child is a huge deal. Nevertheless, B&B fans know Elektra stood up to Luna before she was carted off to the slammer. It's clear that Elektra doesn't want to let Luna dictate her life or push her around. Elektra will do her best to get things back on track with Will, so that may include another round of passion in the bedroom sooner or later. Could that lead to Will and Elektra's relationship taking another wrong turn? Elektra understands that Will's a victim in all this, but she may not be able to shake her thoughts of Luna pouncing on him after the party. It's easy to imagine Elektra freezing up in bed after envisioning Luna there taunting them, or something along those lines. Then again, maybe it'll be Will who can't shake all the Luna developments. Will's mind might play tricks on him and leave him imagining Luna is there with him instead of Elektra. Back on that horrible night, Will was too drunk to know the difference between Luna and Elektra since Luna wore his girlfriend's mask. That could haunt Will as he tries to reconnect with Elektra in a passionate way. Now that Will realizes Luna is the one who took advantage of him and got pregnant in the process, he may struggle to truly move forward with Elektra like he wants. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Elektra and Will may have some other difficult romantic news ahead, so stay tuned for updates on their next hurdles. The The bold and the beautiful spoilers for the next 3 weeks, October 20th to November 7th, hint that Steffy Forrester and Luna Nozawa should be gearing up for a fierce face-off. B&B fans will also see some heartbreaking blows and wedding plans soon, so let's talk about all the action. The week of October 20 to 24 will bring another round of begging from Sheila Sharp, but Deacon Sharp will continue to push her away in favor of talking to Taylor Hayes. Deke Sharp will also voice more confusion over Remy Price's desire to keep his name quiet at Forrester Creations. In a prison visit, Poppy Nozawa will sneer over Luna's predicament and warn that Bill Spencer won't be playing Rescue Ranger again. While Bill works to convince Katie Logan and Will Spencer that their eventual custody win is already in the bag, Elektra Forrester will have a moment of realization. There'll be some sort of epiphany for Elektra involving Will and Luna, so the reality of their permanent baby tie may hit hard. Will Elektra change her mind about her willingness to move forward with Will? After Steffy and the kids reunite with John Finnegan, there'll be a tough Luna-related discussion. Steffy will reel over Luna being alive after all, and will insist she's not going to get off the hook just because she's pregnant. Thanks to Deacon and Brooke Logan, Hope may realize it's time to spell out her true feelings for Liam and get their future back on track. Carter Walton will concentrate on moving on with his life and will make that clear to Daphne Rose when she questions him. During the week of October 27-31, Hope and Liam may cement their romantic reunion. Some passion might erupt once Liam and Hope get honest about the new chapter they both want. As for Remy, his past will come back to haunt him once Deke and Elektra grow closer. That friendship is bound to bring some stunning revelations since Deke's boyfriend is Elektra's former stalker and tormentor. At some point, Steffy will likely pay Luna a visit herself, just to get a few things straight about her family and what she's willing to do to protect them. Luna may be safer behind bars, considering all the people who could retaliate if she were to walk free. The week of November 3 to 7 may bring some happy moments for Beth Spencer following Liam and Hope's reunion decision. Beth might pipe up about wedding plans and hope she can get her parents to the altar ASAP. Brooke had a quickie wedding of her own, so she might push Hope to embrace being a speedy bride and kick off her renewed life with Liam. Regardless, things will be looking up in Hope's world, both personally and professionally, as she gears up for a Hope for the Future fashion show with Deke's help. Sheila will also continue to fret over Deacon and Taylor's growing bond, so her jealous side could pose some risks. That said, we know Deacon and Sheila will celebrate Thanksgiving together later in the month of November, so maybe that's a good sign. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say some big romantic developments are still to come, so stick with us for updates on any exciting news to come. The walls of Los Angeles County Jail have never felt so fragile. Luna Noah, the once glamorous designer whose lies finally caught up with her, now sits behind bars after Chief Baker acted on a shocking report delivered by none other than Elektra Forrester. But anyone who believes this is where Luna's story ends doesn't understand her. Beneath that calm exterior, Luna's mind is already racing, plotting, calculating, and burning with revenge. And at the center of her fury stands Elektra, the woman who exposed her and destroyed the carefully crafted life she'd built within the Forrester world. Her arrest stunned everyone in Los Angeles. Luna had blended perfectly into Forrester Creations, charming, brilliant, and always 2 steps ahead. She had Eric's trust, RJ's admiration, and even Steffy's cautious respect. But Elektra saw something no one else did. Through intuition and persistence, she uncovered Luna's darkest secrets and brought them straight to Chief Baker's desk. The moment the cuffs snapped shut, it seemed justice had prevailed. But Luna Noah is not someone who accepts defeat. Even as the patrol car carried her away, her cold stare made one thing chillingly clear. This isn't over. Inside her cell, Luna's mind is a storm of strategy and vengeance. She studies the guards, memorizes the shift changes, notes every weakness in the system. She's brilliant, manipulative, and desperate, a dangerous combination. And she's pregnant. That revelation only heightens the tension. Most would expect motherhood to calm her, to make her cautious. But for Luna, it only amplifies her obsession. She's no longer just fighting for her freedom. She's fighting for the future of her unborn child. In her twisted reasoning, Elektra isn't just an enemy. She's a threat to her baby's survival. When the escape happens, it will be flawless. Maybe she uses her charm to win over a sympathetic guard. Maybe she fakes a medical emergency. Or perhaps she discovers a flaw in the facility. Not while Luna plots in the shadows, Elektra basks in false security. The Forresters see her as a hero, the woman brave enough to bring the truth to light. Ridge and Steffi praise her courage. Even Chief Baker credits her sharp instincts. But beneath the glamour of the Forrester estate, danger is already creeping closer. It will start small, a mysterious phone call, a shadow outside her window, an item moved just slightly from where she left it. Psychological warfare, the kind Luna excels at. She knows how to make her prey doubt, question, unravel before she strikes. And when she does, it won't be just about revenge. It will be about survival, her own and her child's. In Luna's mind, removing Elektra isn't murder, it's protection. Because as long as Elektra lives, Luna's secrets and her child's future hang by a thread. Wednesday's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful delivers a breathtaking emotional storm, one that will leave even the most loyal viewers shaken. After weeks of deception, danger, and deep betrayal, Luna's reckoning finally arrives. And it's not from her enemies, but from someone who once cared. Elektra makes the call. Tired of lies and haunted by the chaos Luna unleashed on the Spencer family, Elektra finally reaches her breaking point. In a chilling moment of courage and heartbreak, she dials Chief Baker directly. "She's hurt too many people," Elektra says in a trembling but resolute voice. "It's time she faces what she's done." Her words set in motion a chain reaction that will forever alter the lives of everyone connected to Luna. The arrest. When the police arrive at the Spencer estate, flashing lights illuminate the marble driveway. Luna stands frozen, her world crashing down in slow motion. Chief Baker reads her rights as stunned faces watch in silence. "No, please! I'm pregnant!" Luna sobs, clutching her stomach. But her pleas can't stop what's coming. Bill Spencer watches, torn apart inside. His silence speaks louder than any words. Across from him, Katie Logan stands steady, pale, heartbroken, but firm. "We can't protect her anymore," she whispers. "Not after everything." As Luna is handcuffed and led away, Elektra watches from the shadows. No triumph, only tears. She never meant for it to go this far, but the truth has its price. The aftermath. At Forrester Creations, whispers spread like wildfire. Luna Nozawa has been arrested. Brooke, Ridge, and Steffi are stunned, some angry, some quietly sympathetic. But no one can ignore the storm Luna left in her wake. Inside her cold, dim cell, Luna's fear takes over. Alone, pregnant, and broken, she finally faces the weight of every lie she's told. As hours pass, her tears turn to panic. A sharp pain grips her stomach, and suddenly, she collapses. Guards rush in as Luna gasps, "Something's wrong! My baby!" Chaos and consequences. When news reaches Elektra that Luna has been rushed to the hospital with pregnancy complications, her face drains of color. The vengeance that once fueled her fades instantly. "What have I done?" she whispers, her hands trembling. Back at the Spencer mansion, Bill receives the call from Chief Baker. Luna's in critical condition. He stares at the phone in shock, then murmurs, "That child didn't ask for this. I won't let it suffer for her mistakes." Katie places a hand on his arm, her eyes wet. "You can't save them both, Bill," she says quietly. The episode closes on a heart-stopping image. Luna unconscious in the hospital, doctors fighting desperately to save her and the unborn Spencer heir, while Will and Elektra wait in the corridor, consumed by guilt and fear. Steffi's homecoming brings tension and determination as she vows to keep Luna from tearing her family apart. Meanwhile, Sheila's pleas to Deacon fall on uncertain ears, and Bill insists the custody battle is his to win. The weekly The Bold and the Beautiful must-watch moments for October 20th, 24 tease that Steffi returns to Los Angeles with her kids and is determined not to let Luna mess things up. Meanwhile, Bill reassures Katie that the custody case is a slam dunk, as Sheila pleads with Deacon, but he gets advice from Taylor. Tune in to CBS or Paramount Plus next week to catch all the dramatic moments in Los Angeles. Steffy, Kelly, and Hayes surprise Finn with their return to Los Angeles. Poppy assures Luna that Bill will not bail her out this time. Steffy is determined not to allow Luna to use her pregnancy as a way out of prison. Bill assures Katie and Will that the custody case should be a slam dunk. Sheila pleads with Deacon not to shut her out. Deke wonders why Remy doesn't want his name mentioned at Forrester. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers are in for the week of October 20, 2025. Fans can expect Electra Forrester to have an epiphany. Deke Sharp starts getting suspicious of Remy Price's secrets. Plus, Bill Spencer makes a bold prediction about the custody case. Keep reading, and let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Let's start off with Bill and Katie Logan. They don't want to abandon their blood, but know Will Spencer isn't ready to raise a child. Plus, every time Will looks at this kind, it could remind him of Luna Nozawa's trickery. Bill thinks that the custody case will be a slam dunk. However, he could be surprised by Luna and Penelope Poppy Nozawa's next move. Over with Deke, he got the job as Hope Logan's new designer at Forrester Creations. While he is excited and has made a new friend in Electra, he will be suspicious of his lover. Remy asked his boyfriend not to mention his name at FC. Now, Deke is going to wonder why. It sounds like Deke has no idea that Remy stalked and deepfaked Electra. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for the week of October 20th reveal that Steffy Forrester Finnegan returns from Paris. Steffy and the children will excitedly reunite with John Finn Finnegan. However, Finn will also tell Steffy that Luna is alive and pregnant with Will's child. Electra comes to a realization about Will and Luna. Meanwhile, Deacon Sharp gets more counseling from Taylor Hayes, Sheila Carter. Sharp will also continue to beg Deacon not to shut her out. It might be a little too late for that, though. Also, Daphne Rose interacts with Carter Walton again. The Nose will wonder what the status of his relationship is with Hope. The Paris perfumer already knows that Carter and Hope are no longer together. However, she might also notice that they still have a draw to one another at work. Daphne and Carter did enjoy that passion, but what happened after that? Why is the Nose bringing up Hope? Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most during the week of October 20th, 2025? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember to